Hello fellas. Welcome back to Top 5 Choices. Today's video I am gonna do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best Android smartphone under $1,000 2021. After doing proper researches, we came to the conclusion that meets the best in terms of overall. Kindly leave a like if you find this helpful, and I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications if you haven't. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use to for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. We'll be back with more videos. The Xiaomi Mi 11 isn't the company's largest flagship smartphone. The Mi 10T takes that crown, but it's still fairly large, with dimensions of 164.3 by 74.6 by 8.1 millimeters. At 196 grams, it's fairly lightweight for a phone of its size. The Mi 11 is long and thin as phones go. It's not quite a Sony Xperia phone in that regard, but it's not a million miles off. As such, despite its size, it's fairly comfortable to hold and use one-handed, though people with smaller digits may still find it a stretch to reach the upper part of the screen. At the bottom the phone has a USB-C port, there's no 3.5mm headphone jack for wired audio fans, a power button and volume rocker on the right edge, and an IR blaster at the top. This latter tool is used to send out infrared signals, and finds most use with the Mi Remote app, which turns your smartphone into an ersatz TV, or AC, or smart box, remote. The Mi 11 has a glass front and back, and aluminum frame. The glass is called Gorilla Glass Victus, and the company that makes it, and most glass phone bodies, says it's extra protective. Since most glass phones can be fragile, this sturdiness is welcome, and the phone remained free from scratches and marks through our testing. A solid drop or knock could still crack it though. With a 6.81-inch display, the Xiaomi Mi 11 is the company's biggest flagship in terms of screen size, and it also dwarfs almost all of its competitors. The screen is curved at its edges, though not dramatically so, and is broken up by a small punch hole cutout for the selfie camera in the top left corner. OnePlus hasn't gone too crazy with the design of the OnePlus 9 Pro, which can be a good or a bad thing, depending on how you see it. I don't really mind it. The core shape and dimensions make this phone similar to the OnePlus 8 Pro, however the 9 Pro is slightly thicker at 8.7mm and a bit lighter, 197 grams. It has an aluminium frame, and Gorilla Glass on the curved front and back. It looks and feels premium, but I'd recommend the pine green or stellar black colors which have matte finishes, versus the mirror gloss finish of the Morning Mist trim that I have. The OnePlus 9 Pro is a tall smartphone, but I quickly got used to the placement of the volume and power buttons. Tactile feedback is good and the alert slider works as expected. There's no headphone jack but the dual SIM tray, USB Type-C port, USB 3.1 Gen 1, and bottom firing speaker are in the same positions as they are on the 8 Pro. The OnePlus 9 Pro keeps the IP68 dust and water resistance rating of its predecessor but gets an upgraded 50 watts, up from 30 watts, wireless charging system. More on this later. OnePlus has switched to an LTPO OLED display for the OnePlus 9 Pro, which the company claims cuts power consumption by up to 50% compared to the previous model. It's a 6.7-inch display with a QHD Plus resolution, 120Hz refresh rate, and HDR10 Plus certification. The refresh rate is variable based on the app being used. You also get a new feature called Hyper Touch, which when enabled, is said to improve touch response for certain games such as Call of Duty Mobile. This may be a divisive comment, but we find the OPPO Find X3 Pro less attractive than its Find X2 Pro predecessor, a phone which we said in our review sets a new high bar for good-looking phones. Sure, that phone set the bar high, and while the Find X3 Pro doesn't fall dramatically short, it bumps its head on that bar while trying to clear it. Why do we say this? The Find X2 Pro was available in faux leather or ceramic, had a dramatic waterfall curved edge screen, and used a complementary two-tone color design. The Find X3 Pro has none of those things. It doesn't look ugly by any means, and we'd be more complimentary if its predecessor didn't exist, but it does. The OPPO Find X3 Pro weighs 193 grams, so it's light by flagship standards, and it's noticeable when you're holding it. It measures 163.6 by 74.0 by 8.26 millimeters, so it's pretty thin compared to some of its rivals too. It's got IP68 protection, so it's dustproof and waterproof. The phone has a glass back, which curves smoothly upwards in the top left corner to form the camera bump, which has an iPhone-like triangular lens placement. According to OPPO, this curved glass rear design is an engineering marvel, and it does feel pretty nice, although we think faux leather feels much nicer to hold. The phone is available in black or blue, and as you can see from the pictures, we tested the latter. The OPPO Find X3 Pro has a 6.7-inch AMOLED screen with a QHD+, or 3216 by 1440 resolution and 1300 nits max brightness. We found it looked great, with punchy colors and top contrast. The refresh rate maxes out at 120 Hz, but when you're choosing the phone settings, you're given two choices, 60 Hz, or a variable refresh rate that goes between 10 Hz and 120 Hz depending on what you're doing. The design of the Google Pixel 6 Pro is strikingly different, although it's not unique, as it shares it with the Google Pixel 6, with a camera band that spans the entire width of the phone and houses its powerful new camera array. It's a look you'll either love or hate, and Google has paired the design with some bold color choices for those who are bored of smartphones that look like small gray rectangles. Google's display technology here is particularly impressive, and we guarantee that this will be one of the best smartphone displays you've ever used. It offers great picture quality, the brightness levels are consistently impressive, and it's huge at 6.7 inches. The new Tensor chipset inside the Pixel 6 Pro is another standout feature. We've yet to see it deliver any significant improvements over phones that use more traditional chipsets, but it's still easily powerful enough to boot up your favorite apps and games, and that's what really matters. The Pixel 6 Pro's camera setup is another highlight. It's a versatile array that enables you to capture a wide variety of subjects in a few different ways. The main camera's sensor is a step up from what we've seen from Google before, and new software upgrades only heighten the experience. The Pixel 6 Pro's battery life is passable. It'll see you through a full day of typical use, but not much more. It comes with fast charging and wireless charging technology, but neither of these are particularly impressive either. While the Pixel 6 Pro isn't the best smartphone money can buy right now, it comes pretty close. Google has stepped up its smartphone game in the last year, and this next-gen Android headliner is its crowning achievement. A particularly strong camera, a fantastic screen and a great software experience all add up to a genuinely top-tier package. It doesn't sport the best battery life or power, but those minor shortcomings aside, the Pixel 6 Pro finally sees Google take its place at the smartphone industry's top table. The Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is a monolith of a phone. Yes, the contour-cut camera design blends the camera bump into the glass back, but this is still a massive device you'll want to use with two hands. We've recognized as the best designed device in our Tom's Guide Awards 2021 for phones. With its 0.35-inch profile and weight of 8.08 ounces, the S21 Ultra is thicker and heavier than the iPhone 12 Pro Max. The display is gently curved, unlike the fully flat regular Galaxy S21, but not annoyingly so. I never accidentally tapped something on screen as I did with last year's Ultra. The Galaxy S21 Ultra comes in just two colors from carriers, Phantom Black and Phantom Silver. I might go with black because of its slimming effect. Samsung.com is offering exclusive S21 Ultra colors, though, including Phantom Navy, Phantom Titanium, and Phantom Brown. Best Buy has an exclusive navy blue colorway, also. The 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED display on the Galaxy S21 Ultra is simply one of the best screens on a phone.